Hey up and welcome to Matt's Mindful Meals. Thanks to those of you who've subscribed and got the notification for this. But if you haven't subscribed and you like what you see, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. So today is a bit different than normal because today I've got the fun dragon, which is the missus, and also my youngest daughter because the eldest daughter's away doing her Duke of Edinburgh. So today's going to be quite a simple one. We're just going to go down to one of the ponds in our local wood and see if the tadpoles are there. So Heather and Grace are going to be looking at tadpoles and stuff while I'm getting some cooking done. But another first for today, it's a vegetarian dish that I'm doing. So I'm going to get down there, get myself all set up, and I'll chat to you when I'm ready to start cooking. Here we are, and it's time for the great tadpole hunt. So I'm going to get myself set up, so I'll see you in a second. Welcome back. So you see me setting up. I've got the water on the boil because that's the thing that always takes a little bit longer on a meal like this. So I'm going to try and do this in one take so I don't have to keep stopping, pausing and starting again. So I'll show you through the ingredients that we've got. I've got fresh tagliatelle because that only takes 3 minutes to cook once the water's boiling. I got some fresh flat leaf parsley for once it's been put out, so I can put that onto the top. 1 large onion, and inside this bag I have favourite, the chilli, but being as Heather and Grace are here as well, there's only 1 chilli going into it. So I'll get these chopped up. In fact, I'll peel the onion first. I'll get everything ready. Now this meal is quite simple because the main flavour for it, other than the onion, comes from soft cheese we get over here called Boursin, and this one contains garlic and herbs, so you don't need to put any garlic in there because it's already got lots of flavour from here, and this will make up the sauce. So we'll crack on. Now, my last video, I tried a different camera angle so people could see me chopping things up because some people like seeing that, but I got it the wrong way around so people could see this hand. So this time, hopefully, you'll see the right hand. Now remember, this is a country park, so all of our rubbish is coming away with us today. So we'll get this onion peeled and sliced. I think the birds you can hear in the background are great tits. and maybe some long-tailed tits. But there's quite a lot of nature in this little park. It's an old pine forest. But it's quite nice having this cooking on. Another reason why using the meths again, as I've said before, it's so quiet, you don't feel like you're intruding on nature. So cut these nice and thin, because you don't want to have to cook everything for too long, because once the pasta gets going, it only takes 3 minutes. So for a change, I'm doing something that's completely vegetarian. There's still plenty of flavour in this, and the only thing that's stopping this being a vegan meal, because I know I've got a few people who live in a vegan lifestyle who like watching my channel, is the fact that this contains milk, but you can get vegan versions, and I couldn't find a flatbread that was vegan. Now this flatbread has got cheese on, so I should imagine it's probably not classed as vegan because it's got the milk in the cheese, but I will strive to try and come up with a meal where I can make it completely vegan. So as I say, make sure this is all chopped nice and thinly, and I'm going to be quiet now so you can listen to them birds in the background. Plenty of onions. So now, while I've got the onions ready, I can think about getting them going. You can hear the wind a little bit. So I'll get this pan on. And I'll pop the onions in. Next for the chilli, I'll chop this up quite small so it spreads throughout it all. It's not a very hot chilli, it's quite a sweet one. There is still some warmth in there. So I pop that in there, seeds and all. But it is quite a creamy sauce, so that'll help combat some of the heat. Yep, we're all lit. So for the mushrooms, for this particular dish, cut them in half and then cut them so they get about the same thickness as tagliatelle, so that you don't get like loads of chunks, so that when you stir it all together, the mushrooms stick with the onions to the tagliatelle. This is starting to heat up now, so I'll just finish chopping these and pop them in. Definitely hear the wind picking up now, and I said it was peaceful. One of the nicest smells that you get when you're cooking is the smell of something as simple as just an onion cooking. Really gives off a nice smell, doesn't it? Last couple of mushrooms. Give me a second. Really noisy, isn't it? So with this, it's going to be a white sauce. So you don't want to get too much colour into the veg that you're cooking off. You basically just want to get it all softened. The mushrooms will sweat down and release some moisture into the sauce as well. But if you find, when you do this, if your sauce is a little bit thick, use some of the water that you've used to cook the pasta in. And it wets it down nice. Last mushroom. So give this a stir. The water's just coming up to the boil now. Pop one of these on. So the tagliatelle is in like small little nests, but as it say, it only takes about 3 minutes, so I don't want to put it on just yet because I don't want it to go too soft. So it's my third day at the gym this week, and I can really feel all the stretching exercises and the resistance bands working all across the top of my chest and up my back, which is making the breathing come a little easier. However, I do get quite a bit of fatigue afterwards, so that's where we've got to find the fine balance of my effort into how much I fatigue afterwards. So you can see that the water's dropping out of the top of this now, which is showing me that it's getting all of the moisture out of the mushrooms and the onions. So take the lid off, give it another stir. And once I'm happy, we can start making the sauce and get the pasta on the boil. But this is quite a quick one. Yeah, you can definitely see it's all bubbling now, so the juice is coming out of the onions and the mushrooms. So I can stir this around. So, time to add Boursin. So you see this has already got herbs rolled in it. I'm sure most of you have seen this already. But it's a French soft cheese with garlic and herbs in it. Very sticky. And it's great on crackers. So there's one. This one looks like it's been in the wars. Two. So just try and break this down. As soon as it gets warm, it'll turn into a really thick, creamy sauce. Okay, so I'll leave that like that. We'll start to get this pasta in. It's normally 2 or 3 of these per person. Probably should have bought a slightly bigger pan. Is anybody else counting? Because I completely forgot to. Put one last one in. Take those home. So that'll take approximately 3 minutes. But in the meantime, I'll stir this through here. Can't quite see that, but if you look now, you can see all the onions and everything that's in there, and it's like a really creamy sauce. But it'll go a little bit runnier when we put the pasta in a little while. So when the pasta's boiled, I'll add that to this sauce, and then what I'll do, I'll heat the flatbread up in my cowboy plate whilst I chop up the parsley for the last bit. And that's how hard it is, this meal. It's a really simple one. However, the taste of it is fantastic. Ooh. Be able to smell me from a million miles away. I'll move that off there because this burner's just gone out. There's still some in that one. So I can top this one up just for when I come to just reheat it at the very end. pasta's starting to boil over, so you know it's almost on its way. Last thing you want though is for it to put the Trangia out. Now this stuff, it doesn't double in size, but it definitely gets more swelled up. That's been about 1.5 minutes now, so it's not going to be too long. What you want to do is keep stirring it though, so that it all separates out, so you're not left with the big clumpy nests. I'll get this bread ready. Now it's our cheese and tomato flatbread. So slice it up. So they could just warm it through. It's fine to eat cold, but I think things like this are nicer if they're a little bit warm. Hear them guys over the other side of the lake. They're staying away while I'm cooking. Rubbish away. Swap that onto that one. Should be enough in there to heat the flatbreads up. Boiling again. Not long now, so I can pick that up with my fingers. Pop that on there. What I want to do with this now is lift it out. I see some of the liquid that's on the pasta. That's fine, because it helps this to go down so it's not as thick. But don't throw this water away just yet, because you want to make sure that this is the consistency that you're happy with. Just keep stirring it through. Need to get these flatbreads heated up. On there for a few seconds, well, a couple of minutes. Stir this through. Almost done. Last thing now, chop up the flat leaf parsley. Won't need all of this. Okay, it's time to dish this up. A little bit more on that one. Gracie's portion. A little bit more for Heather. Pop that there. That's hot. We'll get this served up. It's nice and hot. A little bit of parsley on that. A little bit of parsley on this one. All I've got to do now is put mine out, so I'll take a photograph when mine's out as well, and I'll join you when we've finished it and we'll do some scoring. So we finished. I'm really full up. So we haven't done what we haven't done for a while is done the thumbs up or thumbs down. So we'll do that first. So after 3, thumbs up or thumbs down. So 1, 2, 3, thumbs up from me. That's 4 thumbs up. That's not bad. So what we need to do now is a score out of 10. I'm going to give it a good 8. 8 out of 10, I think. What about you, Grace?
I'm gonna go with a 9, actually.
9 out of 10. Ev?
7.5.
7.5. We had a discussion. I think what I could add to it next time is, you know, them really small cherry tomatoes? Just add some of them at the end, just give it a little bit of a zing. But I think if we did that, then it's going to be great. But I think it took me, what, 23 minutes from start to finish to get it all cooked. But it was a great little meal, and it's easy to cook in a place like this. Anyway, we're going to get packed up and we're going to get back home. So have a great weekend, folks, and I'll see you next time. Ta!